In today's video, we'll be talking about the single hand club clean. What's going on, everybody? Carlos here. Today we are in beautiful Key Largo, so we thought we'd put some videos together for you guys. Today we're going to talk about the single hand club clean. This is a movement pattern that I've been incorporating into a lot of my workouts, and I've been suggesting to a lot of people, and I don't see it done that often. So I want to make sure that you guys have this movement pattern to put this tool inside of your movement toolbox, and you can start incorporating it with your workouts, or if you're a trainer, you can start incorporating it with your clients. So let me demonstrate what it looks like, and then we're going to break it down. Shoot, oh, shoot, oh, shoot, oh, shoot, oh. All right, guys, so those are your dead start and stop, single hand, alternating steel club cleans. I did a video a while back about the two-handed club clean. I do think learning this with two hands is much easier than going straight to one hand. The reason being is because as you pull this club up, you want to make sure that this thing does not hit your teeth. So you need to understand and control the barrel and the muzzle of that club before you can actually go into the single arm club clean movement pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and review what the two-handed club cleans look like, just for you guys' reference, but I am also gonna link in the description the video that I did with the two-handed club clean, because there's tons of tips and tricks in there that I think you should watch, and you could definitely learn a lot from that video. So the two-handed club clean, you're gonna be set up just like you normally would a deadlift. You're gonna go ahead and put that club right in between your feet. Your top hand is gonna go onto the pommel. Bottom hand is going to go to the martini glass. I like using an offset hand grip. You can also use a stacked hand grip as well. I have some other videos on that. It's pretty much preference. I just feel like when you're first starting, you have a lot more control when you have this offset or staggered hand position. Here, you're going to pull whatever side pinky to pommel is the side the elbow is going to drive back, and then you're going to go ahead and take that hand and put it right underneath the base or the muzzle of the club, and you're going to catch it in that clean position. This is what it's going to look like with two hands. So as you can see, I pull back, I get that pommel underneath the barrel of that club, and then I go ahead and I reverse that movement. I bring that pommel back, I keep that elbow nice and tight to my body, and I keep that club nice and close to my body as well. Once again, it goes here. Shoot. Control it before you go anywhere. Shoot. I'm gonna go ahead and do it with my right hand, and I'm gonna face this way so you guys can have a lateral view of it, so you can see what that looks like with the right side. Pinky to pommel. The top hand's gonna go to the martini glass here. Shoot. Notice how fast I get that pommel side underneath the barrel of the steel club. This steel club is loaded to 5, 10, 15, 16, 17 and a half, 18, 19, plus 5, roughly 24 pounds. So you're gonna typically do this at a heavier weight, and this is a dead start and stop position for this particular movement. So that is what a two-handed club clean is gonna look like. And like I said, I like starting with that because you can control where that barrel goes, and you can make sure that it does not hit yourself, you don't hit yourself in the face. So as we start to advance and we go to single arm positions when it comes to this clean movement pattern, exact same things are going to apply. You're going to try to keep that barrel, and you're going to keep this club as close to your body as possible. You're going to pull, and then you're going to get that pommel underneath the weight of that club. What it's going to look like is right here. So notice I keep everything close. Control this order position here. This order position, I don't think a lot of people talk about it enough, but this is a very important resting and reset position when it comes to steel club training. The exact same thing happens with kettlebells and the rack position. That's a place where you can rest if you're starting to get tired. That's also a place where you could regain control and just reset, and it's an active recovery. So keep that in mind whenever you're doing steel club training or kettlebell training. So as I set up for this single arm club clean, exact same positioning applies just like a deadlift. I'm going to hover over this club. I have the club roughly, it's not in between my feet, but it's like toward my toes. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull, and then I'm gonna drive that pommel right underneath the barrel of the club. As I said before, as you're doing this, be careful and make sure you control that club so it doesn't hit your teeth. Now, the cool thing about this is that once you start understanding and learning this position, what you can do is you can go to a hang clean position. So here, let's say I start from a dead clean position. Now we're gonna go to a hang clean. So what that's gonna mean is, as you come back down, the club is gonna hover and you're not gonna let it touch the ground. If you notice, my thumb positioning with this is really important. So as I come back down, I'm not pointing my thumb straight back at you. My thumb actually rotates in the same way as it would rotate if you were doing kettlebell swings, right? When I coach kettlebell swings, when I teach kettlebell swings, I always teach thumb to butt. Thumb to butt, you come back up here. Thumb to butt, you come back up to a clean here. The exact same thing applies when you're doing this dead start stop or dead hang cleans with a club. I'm coming down, this thumb is gonna rotate in, I'm gonna pull up, and it's the exact same thing as a kettlebell clean. I'm gonna come back down and I'm gonna pull straight up. I'm gonna show it to you one more time so you can see my thumb. Pay attention to where it goes. Shoop. Thumb comes to me. Shoop. Thumb comes to me. Shoop. Thumb comes to me. So that's gonna help you with a little bit more torque and a little bit more drive as you come up. Once you start understanding this position, what I want you to start to focus on, especially as the weight gets heavier, try to come up on your toes as you come into that clean position. And as you could probably see here, you can see tons of similarities to Olympic lifting, right? You come up on that clean position, you come up to that clean position, and then you're coming up on your heels and you're coming up on your toes, and your heels are driving off of the ground. That's gonna help generate more force, and ultimately what's that gonna do? That's gonna help you get underneath the muzzle of that club faster. So that is what we're looking to do. So what it's gonna look like once you guys start to do this is I want you to watch my heels and pay attention to the thumb. Shoop. Shoop. These are hang cleans now. I'm not letting it touch the ground. So that right there is a single arm dead start and stop, and also hang clean with a club. Now, where things start to get fun when it comes to club training is that you can also do alternating single arm club cleans. So you can do either dead start and stop, or you can do hang cleans. So for example, if I'm gonna do dead start and stop, this is what it's gonna look like. Shoop. Control. Shoop. Keep the muzzle of that club close to your body. So here is, for me, where I think things start to get a lot fun when it comes to club bell training. A lot of the training I do at clubs is 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off, 60 seconds on, 30 seconds off. But what I like to do is to not put the club down. So when I do that, the club stays in this hang position, and then I rotate to the opposite hand. So now you can see the importance of the rotation of that thumb, because now when I go and I transition to the opposite hand, this other hand's gonna come, and this rotation is gonna continue with the club, and it's gonna allow me to get some force to drive that club up. Shoop, shoop, shoop. Alternating hang cleans. And if you want to, you could just practice the transitions here. When practicing the transitions, my feet are pointed straight ahead, my abs are on, and this is a good way to practice the hand-to-hand transition when it comes to this hang clean position. Now, if you notice, watch my shoulder go back and this other shoulder drives down. This is gonna help give me that momentum when I want to pull into that clean position. Boom, boom, boom. boom, boom, boom. So as you guys can see, there's no limitations when it comes to steel club training, and you can really start putting a lot of these movement patterns together. You could start pretty basic, whether it's a two-handed club movement or a single-handed club movement, but also as these movements start to advance, you can do these combination movement patterns that make training like this a lot of fun. Even if you're doing it for 5 minutes or 7-minute blocks, the possibilities are endless when it comes to steel club training. So guys, that's all we got. Any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Like I said, we're in the Keys today. I'm gonna get a couple more videos out for you guys because it's just too beautiful out here to not shoot any videos with this kind of backdrop. So I'm gonna take advantage of it. Guys, any questions you have, please leave them in the comments. We'll be there to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it.